Gang, it's Coach Tim here, and here is your WOD video for Monday, July the 29th. We are at the end of July pretty much, so if you want to do your consecutive double unders and enter something into the contest for most consecutive double unders, please do that. Please get us a video, but it's Monday. We're going to continue doing clusters. So today specifically what we're going to do is, this cycle is not about percentages, so to speak, but it in a linear progression type of way. But we can use a percentage of numbers that we've hit so far this cycle to help us train. So today we have 5 sets of double clusters at 80% of whatever your highest cluster has been so far. Either, we can open it up to over the last couple of years if you've done a heavy cluster at that point, or we can say week 1 of this cycle when we did when we worked up to a heavy single. Now last week we did doubles, but the idea was to work up to a heavy double, which means that you probably started your 5 sets earlier or lighter than 80%. Today we're going to get to 80%, we're going to warm to it and then stay there. So overall you will have most likely had a heavier session, but these should not feel maximal. That's not it's to have it feel on the moderate to heavy side, but stay there for all 5 rounds. That's the ideal. And then the WOD is actually a repeat for some of us, a very small handful who were around in July, specifically July 18th of 2022. Fits our cycle, this cycle, very nicely. And it's an AMRAP, 14 minutes, that looks like it could easily be a 4-time workout. So a couple of things, when you see that combination, hey, this could have been 4-time, but it's an AMRAP, generally what you should think is this is not a lot of rounds, right? We're thinking if you get through 1, that's actually pretty impressive today. But most likely people will get through 1 round and then get into some of the next round. Still others might even get through a full 2 rounds. Most likely you won't get through a total of 3 rounds today. What do we got? It's a combination of thrusters and double unders. So we're not throwing Fran at you just yet, but what we are trying to do is really up the thruster volume. We don't love thrusters. They are a slog. And when we get to Fran, we want you to look at 21, 15, and 9, which is what Fran is, and that's all it is. We want you to look at that and be not intimidated by that volume at all. And honestly start to think, like, I might be able to do all of that unbroken. If you start to think along those lines for Fran, then you're headed in the right direction with regard to, like, your muscle memory, your conditioning when it comes to thrusters. And I'm not going to lie to you, we have a lot of thrusters to do today. We may have a lot of thrusters to do depending on how far you get. The most important thing to do today is appropriately load your barbell. And that's going to mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So we'll just start by saying it's no heavier than 95 for men, no heavier than 65 for ladies, but we definitely want you to err on the side of caution today because of the volume, which means let's leave it at this. I think I can do 15 at that weight unbroken. I think I can. Are you going to? No. We hope it's one that you feel like you could do 15 unbroken, but maybe won't, but that you definitely can do 9 unbroken and probably will. What is that weight for you? So the workout itself actually is AMRAP 14, 42 double unders, 21 thrusters, 30 double unders, 15 thrusters, 18 double unders, 9 thrusters. So a bulk of that time we could also say is going to be spent chipping away at some double unders as well. So use that time wisely. We feel like the volume of double unders today is such that, particularly for people who are working towards that skill, it's like a low enough volume that they can really feel like they can do all of them without having to scale. Still others might need to pick 3 different numbers that they can be consistent with across rounds. And then others will just jump right to single unders and just do times 2 the amount. That's normal. So chip away at this one. We do think that the 21 and the 15 thrusters are ones that you should look at as doing, like, 5s and chipping away at 5s, 6s, and like thinking of settling yourself in for the long haul on this. It's not endurance or Tuesday long, but it is volume long, and 14 minutes could feel like a long time today. So chip away. Don't burn yourself out. Don't 3, 2, 1 rocket ship. Just, you know, just get it done and feel like you constantly have something left in the tank. All right, enjoy. Oh, my score is 2 plus 79. I used the 95 pounds. I never fully went unbroken other than the 15 sometimes and the 9. But again, I settled in for the long haul knowing this isn't Fran. It's not even a little bit Fran, but we just hope that it serves the purpose of when we get to Fran towards the end of the cycle, you'll be like, oh, 45 thrusters at that weight? I got this. All right, enjoy.